Welcome back to Dinset's Teching Up Badass. I'm your arrogant host, Von Fry. We've had a few days off. I've had COVID since probably last Monday, if not sooner, and it developed. I've had some pretty rough nights. In fact, last night my throat was so incredibly sore. I thought there's just no way I could stream for the rest of this week. And then this afternoon, I woke up from a nap feeling pretty good. And then I thought, you know what? I could probably stream after all. So we're going to give this a shot. I have this really nifty ear thermometer my dad picked up. And we're going to take my temperature here. I think it's 99 degrees. Usually my temperature is like 97, below average. So 99 is pretty high for me. It's pretty much what it's been all day, but let's give it a shot here. $99.8. So, yeah, I still have a fever. I really haven't had much of a cough. The cough is just kind of a byproduct of a sore throat. And we have to be real here. The sore throat might really act up during the stream. I've got cashews. If she drops by, I know Anna wanted me to eat cashews. I was able to get to the grocery store and pick up some yogurt. I do think that helped. We're going to get some Red Bull going. This is Red Bull Zero. We had one of those, scan your forehead thermometers. It was wildly inaccurate. It was too inaccurate to justify using. It just never gave you a temperature that was anywhere near real. So, yeah, using this one instead. It's like 90s style. But remember how huge these things were in the 90s? You had like a huge giant, oh my gosh, it's got little covers that go over it and you kind of store them down here. But these things were massive, weren't they? This is the Braun ThermoScan 5. The only issue I have with it is it doesn't have a backlight display, so you do have to be in a lit area to read it. Oh, but if you spend $20 more, we'll give you a backlight, right? I have cashews. That's going to dry my throat out. That's probably a terrible idea. Vaughn, I know COVID was a scam, but now I think I have it. I was never much of a anti-vaxxer, whatever the hell happening around. I thought a lot of people blew stuff out of proportion. I learned, actually, my mom, her temperature is 96. Her average temperature is 96. Oh my gosh, we've got a chat. Whoa. Anna just subscribed. Did she subscribe somebody up on Twitch? Guys, I've picked up, the sad thing is I actually picked up a good amount of gear. I've moved one of my lights. That was my key light. I wanted to get a bigger light modifier. And June's large light softbox was so expensive, it was actually cheaper to buy an entirely different, newer light that's more powerful and has a built-in battery. And then the softbox for it, than to simply buy the big softbox with grid for the light I had. So we're going to probably ditch this light here, which I don't know. It works really good for streams, doesn't it? This is actually a pretty good stream setup. So maybe what I'm talking about will more so be for if I'm shooting a video, the things I do that nobody watches. We're going to actually try to play some games tonight, guys. Everybody's here in the hizzy. Darn close to it. Let's not keep you guys waiting. What do you guys want first? I've got 2 demos lined up for us. Yes, we're on Xbox. Yes, both of these demos are available on Switch too. I have a feeling Pragmata is going to look a lot better on the Xbox. Voyager, Across the Unknown, probably plays better on the Switch 2, assuming it has some kind of mouse controls or something. Man, yeah, Robert Duvall went down. I don't know what a Muddy Buddy is. I'm in Kansas. Maybe we just don't have those. Mandarin oranges, the cuties, all that stuff. I should probably be eating more of those. I swear to you, I haven't been coughing. My dad, however, is coughing up a storm. He's not getting better. He's had this he's on like week 2. It's really not too good. But yeah, here, let's have some cashews. I think the Voyager game looks pretty interesting. Conceptually, I watched part of the trailer. I don't watch whole trailers if I don't have to. So I can be kind of surprised by the demo or whatever the hell. Can you guys answer this question for me? Did Resident Evil Requiem have a Super Bowl ad? Because I've been seeing these teasing bits where they got like the worst actress, Maka Monroe. I don't want to know how to pronounce her name. You know, from It Follows. And she's like a mom, and the whole thing's going down in Raccoon City, and Nemesis hits the town, and her daughter has it's like too on the nose. Her daughter has a stuffed raccoon, but then at the end, the daughter got buried, but the mom's infected. Kind of just, you know, logistically, it kind of seemed like maybe the mom was going to go get infected towards the end. But I want to know, did they make that like a Super Bowl ad? Maybe, maybe Anna, I'm eating the cashews because you said cashews would be a good idea, but maybe it's not a good idea while you're talking. I fell asleep and missed the Super Bowl. And that might have actually been the first signs of this disease, sickness. And I didn't realize it. But I overslept. I didn't oversleep. I just felt incredibly fatigued at like 5 p.m. and just woke up at like midnight and was like, well, I guess I'm going to find out who won. I've never been sick this long, that's for sure. Usually when usually when I get sick, it's like for a day, once every 10 years. It pretty much doesn't happen. It has to be, engineered to make Americans sick on purpose, and then I can get it. You see what I'm saying? I've not been sick in over 25 years. Yeah, see, this is like the same sort of thing. It's like, when was the last time I had a fever? The 90s? Like, I mean, it's that sort of thing. COVID or jab aside, I mean, like, I vomited. I had food poisoning on Thanksgiving 98. I mean, like, I used to be able to keep track of my vomits. And then I vomited the first day on set at a movie. And then the next time I vomited was the last day that Kevin Durant played for the Thunder. And then it's like, beyond that, I just don't, things like that just don't have. Let's play some games, guys. Let's start with Pragmata. Okay, does that sound all right? Play the demo. Hair textures are something that the Switch 2 really struggles with. So I figured, from what I've seen of this in the Switch, I can't talk this much, guys. From what I've seen of this in the Switch 2 videos and stuff, this is going to look a lot better on Xbox. It's gotta. It's been looking. The Mario Tennis fever is a little too on the nose. It comes out on the day in which I have like 103-degree fever. Okay. Audio output TV. What resolution? Frame rate. I have a feeling that this is not 60 FPS if I prioritize resolution. No, I do think I've had something of a long COVID type thing. Because, like, I've never gotten rid of my gut, you know, since this whole thing started. I mispronounce words. Memory's not as good. Just things like that. Adjust the image on the left is just... So you start out and it's pitch black. Okay. I want Cat... Please have an attorney sue Capcom for this. These images are the same brightness. What is the damn point? Please adjust the setting while facing the screen head on. Are you on crack? I've heard Mr. 10 Years was saying that Mario Tennis Fever was not as good as Aces, which I hadn't even heard of. Until the image on the left is just barely visible. So isn't one of these supposed to be like not visible, but the other one clearly visible, or like... And also define just barely visible, please. You know, like, blow my ass, God. This is the worst brightness test I've ever seen. My God. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously you need to be able to see something, but am I going to walk around and black value is going to be gray during this game? What is the point of there being two images if they're the same thing at the same intensity? This is total garbage. Adjust the image in the middle of the screen. Okay, now we're talking. Okay. In the middle of the screen disappears. That is not disappearing, buddy. It's like, what makes barely visible a thing? You know what I mean? Like, if you cannot see the image at all, check. Well, this is not disappearing, buddy. This is gonna look like... Sure. Being 99 is going to affect your age here. Dave Cullen got sick. Got Vaughn sick. Yeah, that's right. Please like, even if you don't watch that Star Trek show, please like the new video. My Amazon sales have been in the gutter for the last week. I really need some... If you're looking to buy anything on Amazon, please bookmark my... or click my link to my shop and then just start shopping Amazon as you normally would. Get to Amazon from my link, and then all of that stuff helps. I'm not making some goals, and I'm trying to use my bonus and all that from sales to kind of justify all the gear I pick up and things. So yeah, click my link to go to Amazon and then do your Amazon shopping if you want to get some on Amazon. That way you don't have to, there's no tipping weird thing happening there. It's all above board. Okay, let's just hit agree, whatever. I'm in my 40s and everything feels like 20 still, so probably because I do like 50 pull-ups a day. So I haven't in the last week, but Just before I got sick, I did 50 pull-ups. Pragmata or Pragmata sketchbook. All right, first thing we got to do here. A confirm, B back. No A switches. This is a joke. 98's more reasonable, yeah. If it's, I was thinking at some point, there is a way to switch the face cam to my phone. And then maybe I could live, like if the tip was high enough at a later date, or a celebration or something happened, we could do some pull-ups. My pull-up bar area is a little cluttered, so that's why it would be pretty tough to pull off, and then people wouldn't be able to see me in full frame either. So, oh, tote. That's the way a lot of movies go down. Things get goofier over time. Didn't the Pirates of the Caribbean movies seem too goofy at some point? Pragmata. Maybe we'll hear somebody in the game say it. It took me... I thought that I could have that video I posted today edited in like 2 hours. It took me about 12 hours. It just it's taken me way longer to do normal stuff. Hence, we're 18 minutes in and we haven't even started, so... Something to recommend this, something more... What, I'm just gonna hit yes.
Hey, Diana! Little help here? Look out! What are you doing? Diana!
Yeah, she looks rather RE engine here, yeah. Now, if I had my TV set on 120 hertz, does this support 120 hertz when you go to frame rate mode? Use your weapon to attack. Ammo will slowly recharge for use. These guys are kind of tall.
Hey! You gonna help?
1 second.
Holy jeez, this guy. You know, Gore Verbinski does not get his dick ridden as much as he deserves. Like, why are people hyping up Nolan all the time? Gore Verbinski's like, he's made the best movies of all the directors for no one in the common reality to know his name. You know what I mean? Like, people know of like Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Christopher Nolan, right? Or hell, Robert Zemeckis, but you know, you say Gore Verbinski, and I think most people have no idea who you're talking about. Yeah, this is like a massive bullet sponge if this is the case. Those were clean headshots, man. Reach the green EX node to hack targets. Move the cursor. You're gonna have to hack them for them to not be spongy, huh? Move the cursor across hacking matrix and connect it to EX node to complete the hack. Okay. Oh geez, I can't use my damn D-pad. Please let me, or maybe I can.
Diana! I need your hack in here!
Hell, you can't use the D-pad. I mean, Okay, now you can actually shoot him. Honestly, I'd rather just use the D-pad there. How much worse does it look on Switch 2? The thing about Christopher Nolan is I saw him coming up. I was like, man, that the following and Memento, like, keep an eye on this guy, and everybody's like, yo, whatever, just any movie. and then everybody wants to like get on him like he's the best filmmaker of our time, and I'm like, there is no way to prove who's the best filmmaker because no one gets these opportunities. Like, look, if I was given like a $250 million budget, do you really think I'd make a bullshit movie? Oh, what the? I didn't push that. Does this give you a little bit of Cyberpunk Quick Hack vibes, but at the same time, have we just witnessed like the whole gameplay loop?
That's a secret. I'll tell you later.
I believe the Bigfoot footage is this over? What? This is like the kind of screen you get when it says, thanks for playing, you know. Does Vaughn believe the Bigfoot footage is legit? I believe it's legit in the sense that they actually shot footage of something. Probably a guy in a suit, who knows? It's not something I'm too concerned with. You say it looks 85% is good. That's pretty good then. On Switch 2. You sent me a donation? Hold on, let me check my phone here, PayPal and stuff. I saw not just the light. I think I told you guys I'd ordered a Ulanzi off-brand Elgato Stream Deck. And that, I think you can hit the buttons to like go, you know, play an ad if you want to go to break and switch scenes and just make things more. Oh, wow. Anna coming through 50. See, I would hit a button here like cheers or something, you know. I probably shouldn't do the smoke thing tonight. Just letting you know, so yeah, okay, so the $50 PayPal, that calls for a thermometer in the ear check. First time is always a problem. 99.7. So that fever brought to you by Anna. Cashews during a stream were a bad idea under the circumstances. I tell you, I also, unfortunate, since the last time you guys see me, I haven't played anything. I've started my Xbox to get the daily points for playing Xbox, but I haven't actually played anything. And I even asked on the Reddit for the Switch, like, hey, what are some good stuff to play while I'm kind of laid up with COVID? And then people all got on to me because COVID's still a thing. What the hell's wrong with you? Why is chromatic aberration like everywhere? What game brought that? What was the first game to do that? Was that Cyberpunk? All right, during investigation of anomalies, add more at the cradle. Hugh Williams becomes isolated and meets a young android, Diana. The two head to the top floor of the power plant to restore the main power so they can call Earth. I mean, these are kind of things that I guess are going to get played out in the game and not on a screen.
First, we get the power on. Let's move.
You know, usually the demo, it's like you play the first stage. This is like, we're giving you a little sample of a few different things, aren't we?
Don't look now, but we got company.
You really sure you work here?
What? This is my fault?
Dodging a dodge, whatever, something, I don't know.
Tough old bugger.
Tough bugger?
Look out for its targeting sensor.
Okay, hold on, I need you to hack something.
Yeah, let's
Move, you.
It's over.
I was wondering if I was hitting the reload or something right there. Crystals all over the place. Somehow, Legendary Badass did not die yet. Her hair is like excessively flowing, like in a very unrealistic way. You know, like her hair looks like it's underwater. You know what I mean? Like if some girl with long hair goes underwater and it just kind of like floats up. She's an android, so I don't know how realistic this hair should be.
It's locked.
I can open it.
It's locked. What in the Christ?
Emergency lockdown for this area has been
I just
disabled.
pushed the right buttons by
To restore full
accident.
functionality, please reboot the main power
I wasn't
terminal
sure
and
which ones I
connect.
had to put
There
in
we
what
go.
order.
First one down.
Wouldn't be a Capcom game without these lasers, right? Hold on, are we jumping over this? Oh, a little bit of a thrust. Okay, hover, yeah. Yeah, her hair, I guess being an android, you can say, well, she's an android. Her hair doesn't need to look realistic, right? I think Capcom's obsessed with hair physics simply because the other engines can't do hair for shit. And I think that's why they have to try to show that off. Okay, so does the game want to tell me where we're going? I hit down on the right stick and it kind of like showed me. Well, I thought it was pointing me towards somewhere. Maybe it didn't. Oh, here we go. Shockwave gun. I don't feel like reading. Yeah, it's like a shotgun. Okay.
That
Mm-hmm.
one's not that good at long distances.
All right, that sucked.
Not bad.
Look out for its targeting sensor. Something's aiming at us. Look out!
How you like this? Step off.
I'm not really feeling the gameplay loop here.
So we're
Like, I would just rather just shoot these guys. You know what I mean? You're playing Mario Tennis Fever. That's my guess. My nose really stopped running today. Mark objectives and scan or something,
There's a
whatever.
terminal.
Emergency lockdown for this area.
Everything is like a mini game thing, right?
That's two.
One more to go.
I don't know about this, guys. This isn't gonna have like rich multiplayer. This game may die as quick death, man. I don't know if any of the games are less than a week old. We know usually he's playing They Are Billions, right? I'm not getting my ass up there. He doesn't climb, does he? How you liking Mario Tennis Fever? Doesn't have a demo, does it? Whoa. Hacking nodes of special effects that trigger when passed through while completing a hack. Yeah, okay. The sick sounding voice sounds cool for some reason. I know sometimes I think, hey, now that I sound like Brad Pitt, I should update my voicemail. But I already have Cortana herself, Jen, whatever her name, doing my voicemail greeting. So I've got that going for me. Why the hell did that just get like hella bright over here? That Mario Tennis Aces, a game I only heard about yesterday. Mr. 10 Years was saying the Aces was better.
We can use this to hit harder and beat things faster.
Intruders detected. Please remove them from the premises.
Eat us again. Damn
Eat
rat in
us?
a maze.
It really doesn't like to talk.
Whatever. Let's just get this over with. This frickin' thing is tough as hell.
Way stronger than walkers.
Have we figured out who does the voice of these guys? This has got to be like a Matthew Mercer situation.
Just you. You.
I like things so far that just got around to playing it. I purchased it last Thursday on eShop because I couldn't find it at GameStop. Oh, that is kind of weird. I missed the boat on the Steelbook editions for either be it Switch 2 or Xbox for Resident Evil Requiem. Switch 2 in particular is really troublesome because you get a game key card. Actually, do you get a game key card or a code in box? But you get a Steelbook. But I would have maybe considered getting it at Target on Xbox because I need to spend $90 at Target to get $20 in Target Circle rewards. So I can pretty much, get like Mario Wonder, Panic and Bella Blue Plaza for free or something. Shipment hadn't made it. It's very weird. I haven't seen anything about that game having a physical release for some reason. And the weird thing is, like, the Nintendo the Nintendo X account, Twitter, they only ever talk about like eShop, you know, it's always with eShop with them. So the gameplay in story mode as isn't as in depth as Aces. The main gimmick of Fever is the elemental rackets, and that's all I can. I guess you get like a fire racket or a cold racket or a racketeering. Although unlike Aces, they made sure to release the full roster playable characters. That may give you less to look forward to, you know. If you sprinkle those out over time, it gives people something to look forward to come back later. The double-edged sword of being able to update games these days, right? Define restart. Oh my lord. Alright guys, are we done with this? All of that crap again?
Look out for its targeting sensor.
Alright guys, let's move. I don't want to do any more of that. I can't believe that their demo essentially has a you know, a fairly unforgiving save state system in it as a demo goes, right? So since we're over here on the Xbox, how about we give Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown a shot here. I watched the Star Trek Voyager show on Paramount Plus. I watched like the first season of it way back in the day on like UPN, I believe it was called. And then I watched the rest of the show, I would say probably about 5 years ago on Paramount Plus. But even though I watched it, I don't remember a lot of specifics. So I'll tell you, Don Wonders here, man. Give it up. Hey, Wonder, there was some anime I needed to ask you about. Escaflowne. It sounds like some kind of prescription drug you're supposed to ask your doctor about, but I saw that was on Blu-ray. Something of Escaflowne, and then there's an Escaflowne movie. So, wanted to ask you about that. I still haven't picked up the Project Echo 4K. I am aware that this is not the Voyager music for one, but I'm also aware that Ninja Scroll's getting a 4K, and that's going to really reduce the value of my blue Steelbook. All right. Okay, let's give this a shot here. You know, this looks pretty decent right here. Guys, now this is how you do a brightness test, okay? Someone show this to Capcom, please. I wasn't sure if this looked like a motel sim or a mobile game or what. Graphics, what do we have? Gamma, okay, well, let's give this a shot. Am I still in settings? Demo features the first of 12 sectors and is based on a developed build. Okay. Didn't this game come out on like the 18th? I don't hear any voice. don't hear the Russian mob boss from Orange is the New Black talking. Yeah, I don't hear anyone. So if you're not aware, the Voyager got kind of thrown out into like the Delta Quadrant or something far out. It takes like 70 years to get back to Federation space. So the problem with their show, really cut off and isolated. I mean, they didn't get the memo about uniform updates. They couldn't have the kind of episodes that were about chain of command questioning with some bad admiral showing up. They're pretty limited, and then they introduced new enemies for them that were kind of crap. You never see anything about the Kazon after Voyager. Hell, after the first two seasons of Voyager, I don't think they're even mentioned again. Yeah, I was hearing music, but I wasn't hearing anyone talking. I thought this would be voice acted. That does look like Janeway. I mean, doesn't she look like a more presentable captain than what they've got over there at Starfleet Academy? They're like, if any ship has an excuse to be pirate-like and lack decorum, it would be the one that's cut off from the rest of the Federation. But they look pretty prim and proper and keeping things neat and tidy. I'm not going to be reading this. I'm sorry. Oh, they're acting like this is the first day on the job or something over here. Ensign Kim is South Korean. He never gets any kind of promotion. Reporting for duty. They haven't been flown into the... They haven't even been flown, launched out into the Delta Quadrant yet. Skip choice. Continue or skip choice, huh? Tom Paris, one of the better characters on the show. I haven't heard of The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal. I swear that movie title gets used every 10 years. There's a faction called the Maquis, and this Vulcan, Tuvok, is actually has infiltrated them, but he's like the security officer of the Voyager, and the guy who hangs out with Chuck Norris and Lone Wolf McQuaid is like the leader of the Maquis ship, but then they kind of have to work together, and then their ship has to come over here. The other weird thing about Tom Paris is he's a 90s pop culture aficionado, which is kind of interesting. Comes into play pretty helpful for a show from 1995, right? No voice acting. That is a shame. Poor guy at helm's probably going to get blown up. You know what's funny is, the case could probably be made that this game has better graphics than the show. This might have been the first Star Trek show to use computer renderings instead of models. And if I'm not mistaken, it was noticeable. Bad lands, treacherous space, something, okay. I didn't mind the way their bridge looked. It looks like a professional environment. Uh-oh, we're being scanned. Weird to get this kind of message like this. Loss of wave of turbulent energy resurges towards Voyager. Time to analyze. No effect. Alright, so am I skipping choices or am I reading this? Brace for impact. I think the movie came out just a few. That's the crazy thing is movies come out now that no, it used to be it's where every layman knew every movie that came out every year because they would be advertised on TV and you would see the advertisements. Now they don't even do that. So a movie may be something that just drops on a streaming service that just no one hears about unless they're watching that service, you know? Alright, skipping to the aftermath, huh? Didn't even see anything happen. We just get a card saying it did. I mean, you guys say this is in development. Looks like we have some lights messed up, yeah. Damage report. Hull and deck damage, oof. Yeah, it looks something's happened. The Doctor is a hologram, by the way. Oh, right. I think the Doctor dies immediately on the show, so he gets replaced by a hologram. Deuterium, scan for source or something. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Okay. Select the question mark icon on the left of the screen. Revisit any tutorial screen by pressing D-pad. Left 2 times, something, whatever. Okay. See, I was wondering if you had the mouse controls. This would really be, you know, a better one. Because it kind of looked kind of like Hotel Manager-like. I do like the way this looks visually. Kind of interesting how you can see a 3-dimensional representation of these layers. Sure, let's switch it on. Picking up something there. What, Harry? It's trying to stammer. It's stammer badly. We're not in the Badlands anymore. Yeah. Okay. So this is where they got like launched across the galaxy. Was Jake Gyllenhaal in any movie of Tobey Maguire? I'm not familiar with that. Isn't there maybe a meme thing with Tobey Maguire yelling at Padme? If I'm not mistaken, Kirsten Dunst was dating Jake Gyllenhaal, and there was controversy that there was talk that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to replace Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. I don't remember if you guys remember that or not. What is that thing? Where are we? I think this thing was called like the Collector, and it like takes ships and just like yanks them and pulls them over here. 70,000 light years. Yeah, Delta Quadrant thing, yeah. So I was wondering if you were going to get much of a... I don't remember if you guys recall the Starfleet Academy PC game where you had like bridge simulator stuff happening, and you'd send an away team to do stuff, and you made like a lot of decisions. Whoa. Let's zoom in a bit. I think we're just over here, right? Okay, are we going to set course to this, maybe? Alright, well, this has some kind of supply. Let's grab it. I hit A to set course. No. Scan points of interest until 1 with deuterium. Okay, okay. Duranium. Here we go. Now we get deuterium. Let's go take our minerals. Dawn, I've had COVID for a week. I actually feel a lot better today than yesterday. I had the sorest throat of my life yesterday. It was so bad I thought there's no way I could stream for this whole week, really. In fact, I don't think we're gonna do this tomorrow. Let's give me a few days to kind of rest a bit more, okay? Maybe I'll put out some kind of video. I've had a lot of things shot that I should edit and things like that, so... And new equipment to mess with and all kinds of things, so maybe we'll do something like that. See, when you say this Brothers movie, I'm thinking of this thing with, like, Mark Wahlberg, and he's got, like, a bunch of, like, brothers, and maybe they're adopted, and they have to find the guy that killed their adopted mom or something like this. I may have to check this out, though, what you're talking about. Is Tobey Maguire... Is he good in anything where he's not Spider-Man? Like, I've seen most of that black and white movie where they bring color to the town. And it was overrated as all hell. But I don't see Tobey Maguire in a lot of stuff. Like, he's, I don't know, just really picky with projects. I don't know, man. Brothers, okay. I may have to give that a look. Different colors of the chance bar represent possible outcomes. You can choose between different approaches with different risks to outcome. Okay. Alright, so we're going to set course to get our deuterium. Gotta hold. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so... Deploy collector probes for a safer, though less efficient collection. Oh, that's right, he was in that Gatsby thing. You know, him and Leonardo DiCaprio go a ways back. Do you know Tobey Maguire? I think he had no lines, but he was one of the guys that hang out with the Power Glove kid in the Wizard. Alright, we got much more deuterium we can pick up if we risk to fly directly into the atmosphere. Oh, am I choosing? Oh, okay. Hold on. Bad condition. Oof. Hull took damage. This is almost like... Not that everybody was asking for a Voyager simulator game, but like this is if you wanted one, this is fulfilling a dream. Right? Collect and store deuterium. Change warp core to tier 1. I gotta get more deuterium. go. You don't seem to be running into any threats. My understanding is Tobey Maguire has quite the gambling problem. He plays a lot of cards. It's funny how, like, people were asking for a Spider-Man 4, and then Sony's like, okay, we'll give you your Spider-Man 4. And it's like, no, not with that twink and Zendaya. That wasn't what we were talking about. Right? Oh, man, how come the first... well, hold on, what's going on there? You got, like, the Vaughn laughing emoticon, but it's in black and white like I died. Like... Rugal, how's it going there? Here, let's just play it safe with this one. Yeah, okay, good. Deuterium upgrades. We can now activate gray mode. Increase warp output. You know, the reactor will have you produce more energy from deuterium is required. Or whatever. Sure. Did we do it? Is that working? Married a girl who's either rich or has very rich family. Last I'd seen, he had... Well, I mean, hell, this was probably before that Gatsby movie, which I refused to watch because it has a really tall chick in it. But he was in some kind of chess-playing movie that probably bombed. Good, now about that thing. I believe they end up calling this the Collector. Scan for signs of life. I like that we have these choices. I know Twink and Zendaya sounds like I'm describing Dune, you know? I haven't seen the second one yet. I did like that first one with the Twink and Zendaya, though. My concern is that Zendaya is in a lot more of the second one. That's my concern. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is garbage. No, I thought Andrew... Okay, so here's the problem. Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man is... Oh, chef's kiss. But... Tobey Maguire... He probably has the stronger Spider-Man movies. They also don't write Peter Parker or Spider-Man well in a respective movie called Spider-Man. Okay? If you took Tobey Maguire out of those movies with AI and replaced him with Andrew Garfield and gave him Andrew Garfield-like lines that the AI figured out or some shit, oh my lord, it would just be so over for Hollywood. Like, you know? He's a very chess player who is very anti-Semitic, and actually not a bad movie. Okay. I see Holland's Spider-Man has everything given to him. Garfield's Spider-Man is just too... Like, I have not watched any of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, because he irked me so goddamn hard in those... In Avengers Endgame in particular. The way he behaves in Avengers Endgame, like some weird kid. Oh, hey, Mr. Stark. Oh, hey, who are you guys? And like, oh my lord. People, please figure out that all of the Avengers movies suck. The Avengers movie that sucks the least is actually Age of Ultron. That's the problem with all the Avengers stuff. There isn't a good one, right? I couldn't stomach him for for the, hey, Mr. Stark, I'm getting all ashy now. Like, when you say you love the Dune movies, did you love that 84 Lynch film? Which, mind you, had Patrick Stewart in it. We're playing Star Trek. Several life forms on board. I think this thing freezes people. Oh no, we're putting an away team down there. So you used uranium for the transporter? See, I know I saw some of that over here. No, I like that he was skinny and wirily looking. I like that Tobey Maguire's got a weird body shape to him. He's just kind of like wide but not thick. It's a weird thing. Just kind of stumpy. Not a good Spider-Man look. Does David Lynch have a good movie? And if he does, it's probably because it has nothing to do with him, right? Like The Elephant Man. If left to his own devices, I'm sure that would have sucked ass, you know? Because like David Lynch, I don't think anyone could be more overrated as a filmmaker. It's kind of hard to say because it's not like he had Oscars thrown at him either, you know? Like, people in the know could recognize he has no idea what he's doing, right? He's kind of like the John Waters of murder mystery crap. I don't know. I have told people, in fact, I was talking about this today. So Jason Whitlock was talking about how 2 years ago he called, and I've been listening to his podcast for years, so he's right about this. He was saying that Stephen A. Smith is going to run for president, and now everybody's really talking about it, like everybody's figuring it out, but he called it ahead of time. He recognized the pattern. And I said, hey, that's pretty good. But back in 2011, I told everybody what was going to happen with superhero movies, how we would actually have concurrent movies, multiple people playing Spider-Man at any given time. We'd have like a goofier Spider-Man, a different version here, and then they launched this across the Spider-Verse, and it's basically what I said right there. Like, people who defend this Miles Morales stuff, it's really about an anti-white racism type angle is what it really comes down to. It is, how do we unwhite? How do we remove the whiteness from Spider-Man? I know, let's say there's all these different universes and all these other people can be Spider-Man. It's not quite like Batman then, is it? Because look, you know, if Netflix gets their hands on Warner Brothers, they're going to want to make a black Batman, but how do you do that? Because he comes from old money. So where the hell's the old money for black people, right? So they say, hey, let's make him kind of gay. Let's make him maybe half black and half Mexican. Let's just check all these damn boxes for Spider-Man. And that way every kid will feel like he can be Spider-Man. The problem with that is Spider-Man is uniquely popular. We're on diatribe mode. I'm sorry. Spider-Man, much like Batman and maybe Superman to some extent, I don't think Superman is nearly as popular as people think he is. Just because he's first superhero, I don't think that Spider-Man and Batman are less popular than Superman. I would say it's the opposite. I would say Spider-Man and Batman are more popular than Superman by an order of magnitude. You can bet on it. Every Halloween you will see a Spider-Man. And it doesn't need to be because, now they made him like me. Now he looks like me, I can be Spider-Man. Kids want to dress up like Spider-Man. It doesn't matter. Same sort of stuff for Batman. What benefits with Batman is he has the best rogues gallery of all the superheroes of all the comic books. Because really no one touches Joker. Joker is far more well known of a villain than anybody else's villain. Most people have no idea who the hell Iron Man fights or the Hulk. You can name, there's a few decent foes for Spider-Man, and Superman's got a few also, but if you know, pull 100 people in Family Feud, villains and comic book villains, the number one answer is going to be the damn Joker. Okay? So they never needed to remove the white from Spider-Man, but they want to. And they're going to, oh, you got to play the Miles Morales game. Don't you see? We're finally doing it because you guys asked for it. We've made this Miles Morales movie, just live action. Fans demanded it. No, if you hadn't gone out there and screwed with the IP to begin with, people wouldn't even have known that was a damn option. There was flirtation with a black Batman by a non-comic book writer, and things were in motion with the BLM support fading. Thankfully, that has gone, and most people haven't even heard about that being floated. But yeah, all that stuff will get twisted around. If the companies feel like they can just do whatever they want, it doesn't matter if they make money. They don't get paid for making money for the company so much as they are playing with other people's money, and they're using other people's established properties, the vertical integration of the company, the IP, all these resources are there at their disposal to make these narratives and things. And it's part of also why you can't hire women for any of this stuff, because now Nukem, we haven't actually seen this happen yet with this this Devon gal at Nintendo, and I don't think the Nintendo president of America has a lot of power, but they tend to open doors for more people who are going to think like them. The women and the minorities, when they get any of these executive jobs and can really pull all the buttons they want, they every single time feel like they only got there because of diversity, equity, inclusion. And as such, they will feel obligated to support DEI initiatives across and make more people. Like, you open the door for one of them, and then they just hold the door open and bring more people in. And then the next thing you know, the company's been taken over by people who don't really do anything and aren't talented enough to be there. Even if one person, even if that first person actually was a real talent, they will feel obligated to have more people who look like me and be given this opportunity and all this crap. So more people need to see Miles Morales as a token character, but they don't. Instead, what we've been told is, but it's like that way in the comics. Yeah, a recent ass comic. It wasn't like that way when the character was created, right? X-23, the Wolverine broad with the two things, that is so that you can make a girl Wolverine, so you can just kind of get Wolverine out of the Wolverine role and bring somebody else in to do it. It's all about replacing these characters to bring on this like new audience that actively on social media acts like they want this stuff, but will not buy the comic book and will not go see the movie and make all their friends watch it and all this shit. So they always seem to think that they're chasing this new audience down, and people have said that the myth of the modern audience, right? There is a modern audience. The trouble is they take the established audience for granted. Disney buys the Star Wars stuff, Lucasfilm, Indiana Jones, all that. And they assume that they have the white boys. The white boys' money is always going to flow our way. Let's go get the white girls. Let's bring in that black guy also right there. We gotta, check these boxes, and now we can take all this more money. And that was the plan. At the same time, they also did a lot of things to step on the toes of the established property, the characters, the people who held that stuff to very high, almost religious regard. And now you probably have more people who've turned their back on Star Wars than have remained lifelong cult members like Disney had intended, right? As such, and we'll get back to the game here in a minute. I think you guys are kind of liking this, though, and I did put this as just chatting in Twitch. That Mandalorian and Grogu is going to lose so goddamn much money. It's crazy because a movie could make $300 million back in the day and be a huge success. And now, if that movie grosses $300 million, that might be considered lucky because it'll have only lost like $50 million or something like that. Like, the budgets are so high for movies now, they have to like really be thinking for so many things. If it doesn't hit $1 billion, it's a dud. People are saying like Avatar 3 is a flop because it didn't make like 1.5 billion or 1.7 billion or something. It's like you have to hit like an absurd threshold. That stuff can't be sustained, guys. We're not going to have movies for much longer. We're not going to have a lot of things for much longer the way things are going. Okay, what else are we saying here? Green face, smiling face thing. Repeal the 19. Is that the one where they made the chicks vote? Pissed me off how even so-called right-wingers defended the stupid replacement of Mad Max. You can find it on this channel, my review of Mad Max Fury Road. I'm ahead of everybody. I called out all the bullshit very quick. I would also like to shine a light on Rambo Raff for life for being one of the few people who in real time recognized the bait and switch garbage that was that movie. We were being told that this was going to be a prequel. Maybe it takes place like a midquel. It takes place between Mad Max and the Road Warrior. Oh look, it has the V8 Interceptor. Nope, get rid of that. Give Mad Max a background story with flashbacks of people we've never met before. And then make him a side character in his own movie. And then people were like, oh my god, the action is so incredible, and let's throw a bunch of Oscars at this. Let's give a bunch of nominations at least. For what? It's honestly so boring also. As just one chase, it's so easy to just check out and fall asleep. It's like, okay, they're still chasing him, right? Okay, I'll wake up. The whole movie was a bait and switch, and people only realized it when the Furiosa movie came out. What was that, a year or two ago? I say a year or two ago, but it was probably a year ago, but I don't know. The thing that sucks about being so smart on the internet is no one notices it. It's like when everybody else starts figuring the shit out, and then they look for a new video that supports their thoughts, but they don't give any credit to the guy who made the video 10 years ago explaining everything in real time. So like I wait for the internet to catch up with me, and then I get like no credit whatsoever. Okay, let's try to get through this. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. Blow it up from orbit. I've got a bad feeling that contains Neelix, the asshole chef. Ah, shit. Well, let's go to salvage. Okay. This might be kind of fun to play handheld. Though I really think some voice acting would be nice. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen, does it? Is it repairing? So this is the ship, man. Kind of cool. You got like one of these graphs you see that on the walls and stuff. But it also is like real. Ruined room. Oh man, maybe we can fix that. Look at that. You can just kind of peek in and see people. Alright, so we got a girl and a guy. Are they gonna make out? Maybe that's a girl too. I can't tell. Oh no. Oh, I'm changing the shift assignment. If I turn the power back on, it changes who's in there. Still working on the video where you call out Nerdrotic. I don't know. I have to go after Nerdrotic, Dave Colin, and the Critical Drinker all in one video. And I've been floating different ideas really of how that's going to center. I may have to think of it as just the death of the review in general. I may retool it because I was thinking about this today. That things don't get reviewed anymore on YouTube the way they used to, and I think that these people are a large part to blame for it. I mean, look at all the attention they get for not reviewing things and just like reacting to an article on rumors instead of doing some reviews, because that would be work, right? But no, I can just look at an article from Bounding into Comics and react to a casting rumor. That's easy, you know, and then have a quarter black, you know, edit the video. So, old Simpsons commercials. I remember the Butterfinger. I haven't seen a Butterfinger Simpsons ad in forever. Not enough work teams. Is this gonna get finished? Let's head over here and grab some more stuff. Have you guys played this demo? Alright, let's look at the transporter room. It's ready. They said it was. I have now. Abandoned mining station. Find something good for me. The problem with Butterfingers is it was better when it was like toxic. When they were like bright, vibrant orange. They had good chocolate, they had the good butter stuff, but now they've made it more authentic to peanut butter. And it doesn't glow orange, and it doesn't taste nearly as good. I haven't even given it any thought, really. Use the tractor beam. Let's get a good result. Ah. Let's search for some more shit. What can we do at an M-class planet? Guess not go there. What even is a good candy bar at this point? The Snickers, and that's it. Abandoned vessel. Let's get it. Is Take 5 a waffle type thing, a wafer type thing? What does it have? I can't do Kit Kats. Come on, tractor beam. No. Yes. Storage is full. Oh, crap. Okay, well, let's use some of this stuff. Not enough work teams to repair. Alright, well, maybe we can't use any more deuterium. So this is how the elevators kind of work, huh? They call this a turbo lift. And I think they can also, like, change directions. What the hell's taking these things? Hire more in the engineering office. Okay, so how do I do that? Man, I don't know about pretzels, man. I like the soft pretzels, that's about it. The big soft ones, that may as well be some kind of bread. Main engineering office. Okay, can I hire people to work on things now? Shuttle bay's damaged. Got a lot of repairing we gotta do. Main engineering room. So wait, where? I've gotta hire more people. I don't know how you hire them. Just make some people do some shit. Here, we'll turn the lights off here and make somebody go elsewhere. Not enough teams. Hire more in the engineering office. Well, where the hell's the engineering office? That's the problem. Shoot, whose light did I turn off to move these guys in the first place? Sick bay. We really need the doctor's office. There we go. Okay, so how the hell do I... That's the engineering office, which is broken and can't be used. So it needs to be repaired. So... I don't know. Can we stop repairing this and focus on the engineering? They're not finishing this repair. It's taking forever. Ah, hell. I'm okay with Fritos. I like Cheetos. I would probably put Cheetos at the top of the not quite potato chip type thing, you know? I don't know where we draw the line on snack food, but... Okay. Repair and activate transporter room. Believe me, I've tried. No point picking up any more of this stuff. I can't grab any of it. Just head back to this place, see if we can transport down. Is that what they wanted me to do? I wish I had some kind of indicator showing how close this repair was to being completed. There's no status bar. I can't tell if it's being repaired or if the game's soft locked, to be honest with you. I'm thinking the game's got a lot of issues right now. I'm hitting this thing over here, this notification thing. Nothing's coming up now. Alright, let's... Hold on. What if I hit... Is this broken? Up on the D-pad's not doing anything. It says up on the D-pad 34. I don't know what that means. I like Cheetos too, but I barely eat them these days. Those artificial... They're expensive. You gotta get Cheetos on sale, man. That little... the standard bag they put them in, they want like $7 for them and shit. I mean, that'll make you rethink your food eating habits, you know. That said, Pepsi Company is going to be lowering a lot of prices on stuff. I think Fritos are getting a 15% deduction. Isn't it a little curious how Pepsi and Coca-Cola have sales at the same time, and they're always priced the same? And like 25 years ago, my family would buy Pepsi or Coca-Cola, whichever one was on sale. It's not like that anymore. They know they can just charge whatever they want, and they don't have to compete with each other. So the prices are way higher than they need to be. People who want Mountain Dew are going to get Mountain Dew. They're not going to get a Coca-Cola alternative that doesn't exist. I think our game's soft locked. I'm not even kidding. Like, I kind of thought this seemed like a cool game concept, but I'm pushing the buttons. Things are not happening here. Caretaker. Yeah, see, I was telling you things. Let's try this again here. The problem with this game is that you have to buy the deluxe edition to finish the game. There's like extra scenarios in the deluxe edition. It's like instant DLC. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this isn't stuff that because the game was a hit, we came out with more things. No. Oh, now you want to say this isn't repaired? What the hell? Why don't we try repairing this instead? Can't? Why not? Show me an effing status bar for when I can expect this to get repaired. Okay, so now the up button works. Borg rooms? Whoa. This is some kind of pause menu type thing. This woefully needs a status bar. Yeah. I think we're going to have to wrap here, but if we take a look at the game, or whereabouts, you'll see what I mean. Good first impression, despite early development jank. Game's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be fun to play. Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's things I like about this, but I'd honestly, I need to see this on sale because the full game is like $45. That's the problem with this game. If we, yeah, this is never gonna repair. We know we waited like 20 minutes. Because you essentially don't get the full game at like $30. What they did was, it's like they cut content so they could release just under $30, you know? And then have the rest of the game sitting there. Look at this. Okay, no, $36. But if you want the actual game, you know, look. Oh, hurry, pre-order now, save 10%, right? Instead of $50, I guess. But who's kidding who? When this hits $50, no one's buying it. It's gonna sit there, and it's gonna go down to like 20, you know, in a few months or something. When GTA 6 comes out, this is gonna be like $5, you know? Like, this could be a nice little pickup. Though, honestly, I'd probably get it on Switch. Guys, I think that's all I have in him for me tonight. I can't guarantee you that we would be doing anything tomorrow. I was thinking, actually, I was going to show you. The next stream, what I have in mind, and I'm probably going to have to, you know, get on a Smurf account here so I don't accidentally get any achievements and feel compelled to do this. But this game, hold on, if I just hit this, here we go. Have you heard of this game, Relooted? You got to see this. This came out like last week and people are memeing it into the ground. Look at this, like, terrible user reviews. A crew, a job, a plan, whatever. Your crew members are everyday citizens from different countries in Africa with pretty normal careers, liberating African artifacts from Western museums. This was very much built on the, wow, this Wakanda thing's never gonna die, right? Everybody loves this Wakanda thing. Well, we've got a way to kind of cash in on that. You know how he was talking about stealing the artifacts that didn't belong to those people, as if they belong to these people too, right? So I thought we might give this a shot next stream, but to tell you the truth, every few hours I feel very different. My throat hurts a lot more now than it did when I woke up at 3:30 p.m. And can we watch the trailer for this? How bad could this really be, guys?
What is fun about an abandoned warehouse, Trev?
That's right, you got nothing to prove, sis. No matter what they say.
Okay. What's this all about?
Treaties were signed, promises made and broken. Is it stealing to take back what was stolen?
Stolen? Who is stealing them?
Us?
Guys, it's like the Africans have access to technology that the white
Let me
people can
introduce a
shut
friend of
them out
mine.
of.
Smart, agile, and will let you look into places with the tightest security.
If you guys would have left us alone, we would have built our own skyscrapers
I
instead of
could
huts
probably
eventually.
bench press every one of you.
The locksmith strikes again. Hold on.
Listen, are you having second thoughts?
Nope. Just hoping you won't
Yeah,
get
a new game about black people robbing white people, specifically.
I know what you and your little crew are doing.
Nobody threatens my family or my friends and gets away with it. So we are going to do whatever it takes to take back Africa's belongings, and we're going to do it together.
If I get a copyright claim for this. Girl power. That is day one Game Pass title right there, guys. That's what your Game Pass, your $30 a month for Game Pass. That's what that's getting you. So yeah, Relooted may be our next game, but I cannot be sure if I will be feeling up for streaming tomorrow or the next day or what. So I will try to keep you guys updated on that. If I'm pretty sure I can't make it, I will have some kind of post I'll put up to say so. But see, the thing is, I felt pretty good this afternoon. Like, I almost felt cured. And now clearly I'm not. So we might actually have to wait until I'm done with my fever altogether. Because maybe once the fever's gone, maybe then I can, handle all this. So, all right, that'd probably be the next thing. Oh, Don Wander. Oh, Don Wander's not still here, is he? I don't know if he's aware of this, but I did buy the Central Fiction, the BlazBlue game. So I wanted to do that sometime when he's around to see it. I'll message him after. We's gonna steal some shit. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, man, I ended up drinking a lot of this. If you made it this far, wait until marriage. Counseling.